Welcome back. Now, if you're just joining us, don't forget that you can go onto thebeboldshow.com to see everything that you've missed. And after the show, you may see everything on the website as well. Hello, Bebolders, and welcome to the show. Today, we're all the way at Nidia at the Ecospa water treatment plant. We're here to meet the CEO and see all that they do here. So come with me and let's take a look. Welcome to the Bebold Show. Can you tell us your name and what you do?
Thank you. My name is Patrick Jamna. I produce a bottled mineral water called Ecospa. I've been interested in bottled mineral water for quite some time. When I was living in the UK, to get some extra cash, I was selling what we call under sink reverse osmosis units for the homes. And we used to test the water out. Now, Thames water is pretty clean, relative to other European countries. But I, having gone through the tests and so on, I realized that with the chlorine and so on, right, it was not as good as it could be, right? Particularly when you compare it to water that's run through the RO systems. So it was then that I thought, hang on, if the water in London is this bad, how about Accra? So I've had this idea for, as a matter of fact, since 1990. I was born in Ghana. I initially went to the UK when I was 10. For quite some, stayed there, came back when I was 18. Stayed for 5 years, and then went back again. Then I returned 2008, November. I had the idea of getting into bottled mineral water. Initially thought about doing it in the UK. I thought, no, competition is too keen, right? Around 1999, 2000, my parents, who were then in South Africa, retired to Ghana. And they said, well, look, you can't be living in the UK all the time. And I thought, yes, but you see, because the whole family was not, none of the immediate family was in Ghana, I was not really sort of motivated to do anything here. But with them coming, I decided to buy this place. It was then Bush, so bought this place. As a matter of fact, my mother built it. Then Baltic was just a small place. I returned 7 years later on holiday with my sons, and I realized Baltic was now a big concern. I thought, hang on, this corporate thing is not doing me too much good. So I went back and decided I was going to come back to Ghana within a year, and people thought I was joking. I left September 2007, and I returned in November 2008. Everything shut down, Went to China several times in 2008, bought equipment and so on, shipped it over and so on, because I had decided that now, if Baltic had become a multi-million pound or dollar concern, then it was viable, Obviously, there are certain things like, for example, you have to do, even the name, you have to come up with a name, you have to come up with a design of bottles and so on and so forth, right? So when I say we had the idea in 1990, between 1990 and let's say 2000, it wasn't a question of we were just doing the corporate thing. I was actually visiting other factories in the UK. So, it was like I was planning towards doing it, but I hadn't actually decided when. So I was going into the UK, visiting factories in the UK, getting quotations from European and manufacturers for bottling equipment and so on and so forth. So I was building up a portfolio of information, if I can put it that way. And so by the time I decided to do it in 2008, I had enough knowledge and knowledge about the market I had been here, it was a short time, let's say only a month, but just doing a quick, appraisal of the market and so on. I decided that, look, I'm not going to look at any other company but the top one, and that was going to be my competitor. It was then a question of get a team together and train them. I brought some engineers from China and so on to do the installation and train the first batch, right? Factory workers. We had to put in systems and so on. Fortunately, my corporate background helped. I brought some of that knowledge into what I was doing. My background is I've been in IT for about 25 years. Yeah, I've worked for quite a number of IT companies. I've sold systems for enterprise systems for managing fairly, pretty large corporations. So I could pull from that, glean some information from that background.
What are some of the challenges you faced when you were setting up your company?
Starting a business anywhere, will come up with challenges. I think here in Ghana, the challenges are one, the utility situation and infrastructure and so on. But surprisingly, with the large pool of unemployed young people, you would think that would be the easiest area, but it's actually the most difficult. It's difficult to find good people. We have a lot of people who are looking for work because they want to be paid. But we don't have a lot of people who are looking for work because they want to contribute. You need to put in effort to build wealth. I think people or a lot of people in Ghana want money, but they don't want to work for the money. Yeah. So the attitude is, okay, I'm here. I need to be paid. So they will do minimum and expect maximum. Now, with any new venture, it's like a baby. You have to feed the baby. You have to help the baby grow. Now, as any entrepreneur will tell you, when you start, you are the security man to the CEO. You have to lead from the front, but you still need good people to help build that business. And that business is only going to grow or even survive if you can find those good people.
Okay, now I can see that you're holding some test tube looking things over there. Can you tell us what they are?
The test tube looking objects are preforms, right? We buy this in. These are actually bottles. This is how the bottles start.
Wow.
Yeah. And they are heated in a blowing machine. They are preheated and then compressed air is blown into that, and they then pushed out to form the shape of the bottle in the mold. Right. We sell through distributors, right? And they sell to retailers, right? But if you go to Accra Mall, you can get it in Game. You can get it in some of the other supermarkets. We sell not just in Accra, we're in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, we go as far as Bolga, Takoradi, Takwa, and so on.
There are so many young people watching, so many young people who are interested in a company like this or even in the future creating their own. What advice do you have for them?
If you're a young person trying to get into this market, perhaps what you could actually start with smaller equipment. But you see, it is a question of economy of scale. If you start with smaller equipment, then your cost base is going to be your running cost base. Your entry cost is going to be low, but as your operating cost is going to be high. So it's a question of finding a balance. Yeah. What you may want to do is get into sachet water business first, build up some credibility and market awareness and brand, and then perhaps, or you may want to get into partnership.
thank you so much for joining me on this interview at Ecospa. I had so much fun, learned so much, but I need to get on this truck and get back to Accra because we have some more to deliver. So bye! And now it's time for business tips. How to start a business.
Interested in starting a business? Take the time to think about which problem you like to solve and how your solution is unique. Networking is key to developing relationships with potential partners, clients, and suppliers. Invest time in building a solid network. How well do you understand your customers? Get out there and meet them. You'll never know what you'll learn. Set goals for your business and make yourself accountable by measuring your progress along the way. In the beginning, many businesses are financed by personal savings and support from friends and family. But at some point, your business needs to sustain itself. Where is your revenue coming from?
The Business Tips segment is brought to you by Start Smart.
Time for another quick break, but when we get back, our scholarship fund.